Hey everyone, welcome to another review on Toys of Primus, and in today's video I will be reviewing the Ultimate Voltron figure from Playmates Toys, and this is from the latest Voltron series that's airing on Netflix, which I watched the first two seasons, and then I watched some of the third season and I lost interest. Not that it's a bad show or anything, because it's not. I think it's a really cool Voltron cartoon. It's just it doesn't hold my interest anymore, and it's like that with other cartoons I try to give a chance. For example, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I gave that a chance up until they fought Shredder, who was a completely different Shredder this time around. And that's only because I was such a huge fan of the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series. And when they started Rise of the TMNT, I watched some of the episodes. I did buy some of the action figures, and I even bought the giant playset. But yeah, after that Shredder episode, it just did not hold my interest anymore. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready for a Ninja Turtle reboot, or another series, rebooted series that is. I do know they are coming out with a Ninja Turtle movie pretty soon, so hopefully that will be good. And yeah, it was like that with this Netflix Voltron series as well. I gave it a chance. I thought it was good, but then I lost interest. But anyways, I still have the diecast set here of the original Voltron. Now, this is actually a reissued set that they sold at Toys R Us before Toys R Us went out of business. Bought this set for 30 bucks. I was just walking around there one day, and there it was on the shelf. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Because when I was a kid, the only Voltron figure I had as a kid was like this small, like 5 to 6 inch action figure of the actual Voltron. And when I saw this set inside Toys R Us, I was like, I gotta buy this. I so gotta buy this. So I won't be opening this up for this review. However, this was previously opened up in the past when I decided to open up the set and put together the 5 lines to form Voltron. So I think I opened this box up twice before, but just let you know, this has been opened. But I just don't want to open it again for this video because I don't want to make this video like super long. But yeah, the original Voltron will always be my favorite Voltron. Didn't really care much for the redesigns later on when they had the giant cars that formed the Voltron. And I think there was another different type of Voltron over time. So different toy companies did make bigger versions of the original Voltron. And I never got around to buying those ones because they were just far too expensive. Just too much money for those gigantic Voltron figures of the lions and stuff. So yeah, so unfortunately this will be the only one of the original that is in my main collection here. My main toy collection, that is. And I did buy the Ultimate version from the recent Netflix series because I thought he looked pretty neat. He does resemble... yeah, he does resemble the original one quite nicely. Just a little bit more up to date, I did keep the box around just for this video. As you can see on the back, he has about 15 plus phrases and sound effects. He lights up, he has posability, and he has lasers. Well, it's a missile launcher that shoots out of the Green Lion's mouth, but on the back it says lasers. Alright, and he stands about 14 inches tall. There's what he looks like in the show on the box there. Alright, so just to make sure, let me get my measuring tape and re-measure him for this video. In case if you guys really want to know how big this Voltron is. So he stands around, 14 inches tall. Alright. So, I think I picked up this guy for about 30 bucks at the time. I think he was listed at 30 when they were selling them. And he has some like battle damage marks on him. Like a scratch right there. Some scratches on the legs. And he has a few other dents in some other places, like right there around the thigh area. Right there. To make it look like he's been in a lot of battles with some road beast. So, having trouble getting this guy to stand, so I had to sort of like lean him up against the box, but by himself, you can get him to stand. I mean, he has the posability to do it. Yeah. How cool is that? So I might have to move the camera back just a tad. Hold on, get my light here, my ring light, and my tripod. There we go. Alright, because I'm going to need as much frame space as possible to show this guy off, because he's a pretty big figure. I mean, to show how big he is, well, to compare him with like this giant King Kong figure here from Godzilla vs. Kong. Not sure if he still works. Does he still works? Where's the button? Where's the button? Yeah, so he's a little bit taller than Kong there, and here's Godzilla. I'll bring Godzilla into the frame. He's, oh wow, Godzilla is almost the same size as him. Let's see, does this guy still work? He still works, cool. Cool, so you can have Voltron fighting off Godzilla and Kong here. Pretty cool to put with any one of your giant monster action figures, since that's what Voltron does on the show. He fights giant monsters. Giant row beast, if you will. So, the only accessory he really comes with is his sword, which is obviously a lot different looking than the classic sword, which is inside the package there. But, yeah, it's not as fancy looking as his classic sword, but it still looks kind of like futuristic and cool looking. Alright, and that can go inside the Red Lion's mouth, like so. And he could also hold it inside the Green Lion's mouth, I think, but this has the missile on it to shoot out. But I think, yeah, you might have to remove the missile inside the Green Lion's mouth in order for him to hold the sword in that hand. He does not come apart, so you cannot disassemble this and put it back together, much like, you know, the classic Voltron. There is a version of this guy, though, that does disassemble and reassemble with all 5 lions. Those lions, they don't sell anymore in the stores, so they are kind of difficult to find now. And I think he's much bigger than this guy, and altogether much more expensive once you add up the dollars. But I decided to go with this one because he had lights and sounds, and he just looks pretty cool. And he has the posability that you could do, or that you cannot do on the other one that, you know, has the all 5 lions that you have to assemble together. Alright, so going over the posability first before I go into the lights and sounds. His head is on a ball joint, so you could have him looking up like that. And turning, you know, left and right. Can't really turn completely around because, yeah, if you look at the way his head is sculpted, and he has like this whole neck guard thing going on, and it kind of collides with that if you try to spin it all the way around. But it is on a ball joint. Alright, so with the arms here, move the arms up and down. They do go out and in. Out this much on this side because of that shoulder piece right there. However, on the Red Lion side, you can get it out pretty far. Alright, and the elbow joints right there, you can swivel. They do bend. Alright, and there's no, like, I guess wrist articulation around the lion's heads there, so you cannot turn those. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah, pretty much stationary. Going down. Oh, no waist articulation because actually most of the electronics, I guess, are inside the torso area, and that's where you're going to be hearing most of the sounds come through. That's why it has those holes there. So yeah, no waist articulation. But moving down to the legs, move back about that much. Yeah, on both sides, but yeah, only that far. So you can't really get them into a full sitting position, which kind of, well, it's not that much big of a deal because you're not going to have Voltron sitting, you're going to have him standing, battling monsters, or kicking, but he can only kick that far. Going down to the knees.
Form Voltron!
Oops. I pushed the on button, or on switch by accident. Oh, he has a thigh cut. I did not notice that. Yeah, he has a thigh cut right there. So, you turn that. Now going down to the knees. They do bend about that much. And he has some ankle pivots right there, which are kind of weird because you can kind of, yeah, move it forward or move it back all the way like that. So you can have him pose his feet down like that as if he's jumping up in the air. Alright, kind of weird joints for that part. The wings on his back, you can fold them in like that. They do fold out. Pretty good wingspan. And you could fold them back like so. And bring them down if you want. So when he's ready to go into flight mode, just whoosh, whoosh. And yeah, you can rotate him down like that. I wish there was like a button gimmick that can control the wings. I think that would have been pretty cool if they did that. So there's the switch. On his lower back, it's on off position or in off mode. To switch it on mode, just turn it towards that direction. And to activate the lights and sounds, just push the button on his waist that's located right there.
Form Voltron!
And as you can see, he has a few phrases and he lights up on the chest and on the head there, mostly for the eyes.
Lance! Huck! Give me full reverse thrusters!
I never noticed that. There's some lights on the side of the head as well. So I'll turn off my ring light so you guys can see the...
Let's cut the Gara down to size!
There you go. Hopefully you can see the lights a little bit better now.
We are Voltron!
If you really want to make this a party with a bunch of giant figures here that has lights and sounds, well...
Systems compromised! Let's light this thing up! Fire lasers!
Pretty cool, right? So I didn't go over the gimmick because I noticed he just said fire lasers and I forgot about the laser of the Green Lion, which is technically a missile launcher. So to activate that gimmick, here, let me see. Alright, there we go. Now it's a button that's located right there on his arm. And if I just hold my hand in front of that, there you go. As you notice, the mouth of the Green Lion opens up and he shoots out the missile here. And that goes back in very easily, like that. Alright. So let's say if you want him to fire lasers at Kong here, or missile, as I like to call it. Now, this is not a button. Just want to point that out. That is not a button, so you can't... Yeah. Can't get him to fire his missile that way. It's only on this side of the Green Lion. So, once again, I'll show that again. Yeah. And of course, Kong is not going to go down so easily because he's Kong. So there you have it. That's my video review for Ultimate Voltron. Not a bad Voltron toy. I personally like it just because I think he looks really cool. Like he just came right out of the show itself. You know, the amount of sculpting that went into this guy is really awesome. The lights and sounds are a nice bonus. I know there is like, you know, another bigger version of this guy where you could buy all 5 lines independently and, you know, put them together to form Voltron. But this one, you know, is much more cheaper and a lot more sleeker looking, while the other one I think is a lot more wider looking. So yeah, I dig it. I like it. As a longtime Voltron fan, this is a welcome Voltron toy to my toy collection. Just wondering, did these pieces move? They look like they move. No, they do not. They do not. So yeah, I would say this is my second favorite Voltron, next to the original, of course. And I already mentioned I don't really care for the one that's made of all car parts, or car vehicles, I should say. And there was a few other different Voltrons that I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But yeah, as a current day Voltron figure, I like it a lot. And I can't wait to see what they do with future Voltron figures, you know, whenever they decide to reboot the show again or come out with a live action movie, because I heard there will eventually be a live action Voltron movie on the way. Worried how that might turn out. Hopefully it won't feel too much like, you know, Transformers or something. Hopefully it'll feel very much like a cool Voltron movie, but we'll see. We will see. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. Stay awesome, happy collecting, and stay tuned for more toy videos to come. I have another video planned for showing a Jurassic World Dominion toy haul. So that will be uploaded sometime this week, and some reviews will come out of that as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Later. Stay awesome.